Dr. Layden.
Thank you, Senators, for allowing me to speak to you today. I'm a psychotherapist, and for the last 15 years, I've been specializing in the treatment of sexual violence victims and perpetrators. I treat pedophiles and incest survivors, rapists and rape victims, sexual harassers and sexual harassment victims, and sex addicts. I've seen a tremendous increase in these kinds of problems, especially in the last 5 years. Increasingly, there has been an internet involvement in the kinds of problems that I treat. Allow me to explain. While the many kinds of sexual pathologies that I treat have many differences, there's one factor that these pathologies have in common: permission-giving beliefs. These are shared, distorted beliefs that include beliefs such as sexually pathological behavior is normal, is common, hurts no one, and is socially acceptable. Women and children's bodies are for male entertainment, sex is not about intimacy, and sex is the basis of self-esteem. Perpetrators believe that their victims caused the behavior and desired it and enjoyed it. These permission-giving beliefs become releasers for sexually predatory behavior. Permission-giving beliefs are spread by families and also by the media, especially the visual media. Media presentations using pictures rather than words are particularly potent. When information is passed using words, the listener typically weighs and assesses the believability of the message. When we hear words, we tend to hear them as ideas or opinions. Often the listener is counter-arguing against those ideas inside their heads. You could be deciding right now that what I'm saying doesn't make any sense, and you could be challenging my verbal statements internally. But unlike words, pictures don't work that way. None of you are counter-arguing against the fact that I'm sitting here or that this is a table. Pictures are mentally processed as events, as facts, and are stored unbuffered and unchallenged. If you see it, then it happened and it's true. Pictures are truly worth 1,000 words. The internet is an ideal medium for the spread of sexual permission-giving beliefs. The sexual internet sites, by their very nature, say that sex is a commodity for sale. Anything that you can buy, you can steal. Sexual images of women and children are entertainment. Sexual access becomes an entitlement. The individuals who are in these pictures do not appear to feel degraded, abused, physically and visually invaded. They appear to be enjoying the interaction. It's an event. Perpetrators now know that children like to have sex with adults. They know it's true because they have seen it. Perpetrators show these images to children to break down the inhibitions of children. Children now know that children like to have sex with adults. They know it's true because they have seen it. For both the predator and the child, these images produce permission-giving beliefs. The internet also provides the final link in the chain by allowing the perpetrators to find and chat with children who will become their future victims. In fact, the internet is the ideal delivery system for the encouragement of inappropriate behavior. Research indicates that there are 3 factors that produce a best environment to stimulate antisocial behavior. It is the combination of anonymity, role models of behavior, and arousal. The internet sex sites have exactly those 3 factors. The internet sex sites produce sexual arousal with role models for every form of perpetration against women and children. One can visit these sites and chat with others online with complete anonymity, which frees the inhibitions that are connected to being known, seen, judged, and being held accountable. We have a massive growth of the number of sexual predator victims in this country. By the time a female in this country is 18 years old, 38% have already been sexually molested. These are enormous numbers. But the numbers are not just increasing in terms of victims, they're also increasing in terms of the predators. It used to be that someone who wanted pornography had to go into a seedy section of town, into a seedy building, and be observed by others. This public and unpleasant environment produced very helpful social inhibitions that kept many individuals away from the images that are permission-giving. Now these images are readily available and privately available to anyone who has access to a computer, and we are seeing a massive increase in the sexual acting out in everyone from including the head of the Harvard Theological Seminary to an executive at InfoSeek to children at the public library. And what is happening at our public libraries is a national scandal. Now, pedophiles can go into the libraries to gather pictures for free. Pedophiles ask themselves and tell me, their therapist, how bad can this behavior be if you can do it at the library? These pictures can produce, stimulate, encourage, and normalize permission-giving beliefs, all supported by taxpayer dollars. These pedophiles leave the library with these toxic messages and become carriers back onto their jobs, into their homes, onto the streets, and into the schoolyard, and especially back into the internet that gives them access to so many children. The American Library Association has taken the position that everyone has the right to pornography. Even children have the right to pornography, according to the ALA. In fact, in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, adults raised concern about children who were accessing pornography on a public library computer. The ALA responded by fixing the problem. They turned the computer monitors to the wall so that the adults could not see what the children were accessing in the library. For children whose parents who have installed software filters on their home computers, the ALA website links to step-by-step instructions for teens on how to disable that home software. Libraries have become the new red light district. I never thought I would see the day in which I have had to tell my own children and my patients that they must avoid the library. We have paid a terrible price in this society for our naivete about other kinds of toxic materials such as cigarettes and drugs. Can we afford to expose our children to another set of toxins that are this devastating? Are we willing to live in a society where this psychological contamination is delivered on our home computers? Are we willing to live in a society where pedophiles get subsidies and where bouncers keep our kids out of strip clubs, but librarians will not? Thank you.